I chose to do my annotated bibliography over initiative, and I will use these sources later in my leadership portfolio. So for my first citation, I chose to use a book titled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I also chose to do just the first habit, which is be proactive. Um, so for my annotation, this book depicts 7 habits that all highly effective people share. I chose to cover the first habit, being proactive, because I found so many similarities between being proactive and having initiative. The book describes being proactive as more than just having initiative. It means as human beings, we are responsible for our own lives. Proactivity is described as what you do with the initiative you already possess. The book also went on to describe taking initiative as it does not mean being pushy, obnoxious, or aggressive, but recognizing our responsibility to make things happen. And so the general connection I made was I'm going to start a career here soon after I graduate in May. And so understanding that everyone is born possessing initiative and it's not some far-fetched thing that only a certain people are um, born with, but being proactive, you need to act upon, not act on. This will allow me to be in control of my career and make sure that I become a great team member. A personal connection I made is that I can use this in my everyday habits in my college life. They can range from just everyday habits like making my bed to bigger things like preparing for a job after I graduate. Um, I was born with initiative, everyone is. How I use that initiative can be the difference between a career in the industry I want or a dead end job I'm miserable in. It all starts with little habits like making your bed that give you the confidence to tackle bigger initiatives that have a much greater impact on your life. So, a class connection that I thought really fit in here, right, with this idea was my ID 315 Leadership Theories class I took last semester. We actually read a book written by the same author that briefly covered the same topics. Um, and so it also covered being proactive, but it was intended for a younger audience. Um, Learning to be proactive and take initiative when you are young forms tremendous habits that are heavily used later in life. In this class, we were able to teach the habit to middle schoolers to give these kids a positive foundation that they can use for the rest of their personal life and school lives. A discussion question is, if you were a leader in an organization, would you rather hire someone who is proactive in everything they do and they might step on your toes, or someone who must be told what to do on every task daily? My next citation is Building Leadership Within the Ranks Leadership Fellow Initiative, Advancing Women in Leadership. I retrieved this from ProQuest. Um, for this article depicts how creative approaches to leadership often leads to positive results. Out-of-the-box thinking regarding leadership allows for organizations to create a solid foundation that everyone involved benefits. The article also went on to describe one of the most important aspects of leadership initiatives. Possessing initiative and implementing initiatives builds a common understanding of the task at hand. This article discussed how building leadership in a university can be challenging, but implementing leadership initiatives throughout the campus created a common understanding of the desired outcomes. A general connection to this article is how important forming a foundation around initiative is, whether it's creating more opportunities for women or minorities through initiatives, or possessing personal initiative to act or solve something independently. It can really be used in every aspect of life, personal and professional. A personal connection for this article comes from the last job shadow I did. I shadowed a manager of a large organization, and he spoke heavily on taking initiative in your career. Using it as the foundation for my career will allow me to put myself in a place to be successful. He also said managers love employees who are proactive and show this type of leadership. A class connection is that I can make using creative approaches to create positive results. In most of my business classes, finding creative ways to achieve synergy in group projects almost always results in a positive outcome. Using initiative and becoming proactive can help form healthy relationships and create a healthy group environment. A specific class example comes from my advertising and promotion class. I took the initiative to step into the leader role, and that allowed me to delegate the responsibilities evenly, and it also allowed us as a group to be proactive to ensure our work was turned in on time. For my last discussion question, how would you have used initiative to become more proactive in how you approach class, lead organizations or sports teams, or handle the day-to-day responsibilities at your job?